Hi, I'm Jada-Pearl, and we'll be talking about what he wanted on the Jerry-Royce-Live.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Jerry Royce Live on positive-power-21.org. I am the voice of Jerry Royce, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power. And today's sponsors are Queen Z Production. We just want to say thank you, Facebook family in Baltimore, for turning out to this gospel stage play called Taking It Back with Zenobia Sampson. She had a tremendous turnout. She had standing room only. She had vendors and young actors, middle-aged actors. It was a funny show, and it's going to be coming out on DVD. But I do want to say that there's a message in the play, but look for it, because I believe she's thinking about doing a second showing. But we just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out. It was awesome support. I see so people come from all around the corners, and some people even got towed for parking in the wrong zone. That's okay, but they were there to support Zenobia. All right, we want to introduce a new sponsor, Right for Power. Uncover, heal, and confidently step into your victorious life. A 5-week telecourse with Lane Cobb, holistic coach, empowerment speaker, and author. It starts August 18th. So do you have a story but don't know how to get it out? Are you a woman who wants more out of life, longing to express her authentic voice, or want to make her mark in the world? Are the stories about your past stopping you from living the life you really, really want? If you can answer yes to any of the above, join me on a 6-week transformational journey to Right for Power and reclaim your victorious life. All right, that sounds exciting. I would do that, but it's for women only. So check it out at www.lanecobb, and that's C-O-B-B, lanecobb.com. And you can email her at lane@lanecobb.com, and her number is 443-756-8391. 443-756-8391. That sounds very interesting. I would do that. Also, we'd like to thank our good people out Cambridge, Maryland, home of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, REI Heritage Tours. They're taking tours this summer. Call them now, 1-800-522-TOUR, 1-800-522-TOUR. And we heard they're giving fantastic scenic driving tours to more than 30 sites related to Harriet Tubman and the Freedom Seekers in the 1800s. Again, call 1-800-522-TOUR. They've been great sponsors. All right. And don't forget about www.purpleroseholistichealth.com. That's right. Have you ever received good advice that you were unable to follow? Has your doctor ever recommended a lifestyle change that you found to be unsustainable? Have you ever wanted something in your life but found you couldn't achieve it alone? Well, contact purpleroseholistichealth.com. They will personalize a program that will radically improve your health and your happiness. Call Valerie Moore for a free initial consultation. And she also has a pretty good technique to help you with weight loss without exercising, just through straight dieting. So check her out for a free initial consultation, see how Valerie Moore can help you. And again, that's purpleroseholistichealth.com. All right. And always, we want to thank our past guests. We want to say thank you to Hazel Cartwright, Slice, Larry Moon Jr., Cheryl Pullums, and Frank Brown Jr. You guys gave fantastic shows. And we can't forget about Cynthia Blue and Helen McMillan. Oh, she gave a fantastic show yesterday. She's the author of soon-to-be-released The Gift of Pain. That's right, The Gift of Pain, a nonfiction book. And her website is www.helenmcmillan.com. Okay, and she talks about the 7 simple ways to shift into your $1 million zone. Wow, that is deep. That is deep. And one more, That's right, author, motivational speaker, Bunny DeBarge. Book will be released this fall. Yay, yay. The Kept Ones, Volume 1 and 2. This is the definitive story of the DeBarge family. That's right, the super group, the DeBarge family of the 1980s and 90s. She captured them in 2 volumes. And a spectacular rise to the top of the R&B music royalty, their fall from grace to their re-emerging careers. So check that out. That book soon will be dropping. There's plenty of videos out there if you want to catch up and find out who this super group was, the DeBarge. Check out some of the YouTubes to talk about some of the things we just mentioned earlier about their rise and their fall and their re-emerging careers. All right. Thank you for holding tight, everybody. So check out those sponsors. All right. Next on the show, we have Jada-Pearl. Entwining old school romance and erotica, Nicola Motley. Jada-Pearl is set to bring you a standout reading experience from the normal approach on contemporary fiction. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, that's the same place that DeBarge are from, I believe, right?
Yeah,
right.
out on the outskirts, but yeah.
Yeah, good. Now, Jada-Pearl started writing when she was 13 years old. You weren't writing the nasty stuff, were you, at 13?
No. Just writing for my friends, nothing like that.
Okay. She always had a strong passion for stories, so much, though, that she began working in the Detroit Public Library, soaked in all the books she read. Her love for writing was reinforced when her job hosted a Romantic Readers of Michigan meeting. Being around all those authors and learning how they developed their craft, Jada knew there was nothing more than she wanted to do. She wanted to make sure that everyone who read her stories were able to put themselves in the place of the main character. When she isn't penning, Jada-Pearl spends her time with her family and friends, setting up workshops for the community to learn computer skills and much, much more. All right. Now, she did have some more that was this about, but we don't want to read everything about it. We want her to tell us about herself. So, Jada, welcome to Jerry Royce Live. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Glad we were able to make the connection. And, welcome to, I guess I live outside of Baltimore, so welcome to Baltimore. All right. So you are from the same township pretty much with the DeBarge. Is that right?
Yeah, they stay mostly out in Flint, which is the outskirts of Detroit. But, yeah, it's still in the same area.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Look, now we did read, your bio, which I know that's not your whole life, so the platform is yours. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, how you got into writing, how you chose erotica and romance and all the other good stuff you think your audience would love to know about you.
Well, like I said, I started when I was about 13, just kind of writing for my friends, writing love letters for them, kind of just getting my feel on. I wasn't really a talker, so I would always just write things just to kind of show people who I was. And as I got older, I just gravitated more towards it. Then one day working at the library, they had a romance writers meeting, and I kind of peeked in the door and saw kind of the authors and just saw what they were doing and what they were talking about, and got a chance to just have a conversation with one of the authors, and it was like I was hooked. That was it from there. I started writing, and I had notebooks full of stuff, poems, stories, everything. It was just something I just wanted to do because it gave me a way to say things I couldn't say out loud. And,
wow.
and I've always been a romantic person, so that kind of where I prefer just the romance. It's like nowadays we have always just lost the romance. So try to bring that back a little bit, and then mix it up with some of the other spicy stuff that we don't like to talk about.
Oh yeah, I hear you. So are you married?
I am.
All right. Okay. You said there was hesitation. The guy's not gonna be mad that you married. Now they know you know what you're talking about. See. That's the deal. All right.
Well, no, it's just it's out there. Yeah, it's out there.
Men don't care if romance writers or erotica writers are married. That don't stop them from loving what you write.
That's true. That is definitely true.
That's right. And you probably put some of this stuff to the test. And we want to know is Mr. Pearl happy? That's all they want to know. Is he happy? Or is he at work all the time? What's the deal?
Yeah, he's at work most of the time.
But he can't wait to get home, though, right? That's the point. All right. Now we checking you out. We see you got your butterfly tattoo. You got your big earrings on, the gold working the teeth. I see you smiling, cheesing it up. Now, can people find you out there? Are you rocking paperbacks where they can get their hands on your work?
My first paperback actually comes out August 26th, and that is my upcoming book, which is Dreams Do Come True, and that one is available in paperback. Yes.
Good. So that means that your fans will have an opportunity to meet you at some of these festivals that are coming in. Have you decided to do a festival this summer? Because I know it's been really hot.
I am doing a couple things, not really festivals. I do have a couple book signings. I'm also doing a book signing for Dreams, and I will be hitting some libraries, a couple bookstores here in Detroit, and in a couple other cities to try to get people to see who Jada-Pearl is.
That's right. Get that name out there, Jada-Pearl. Now, where did you find the name Jada-Pearl? Where did that originate from?
Well, the name Jada-Pearl came from actually my love of Jada Pinkett Smith, and the pearl part kind of comes from the lady's secret spot, the pearl.
Yeah. All right. Somebody actually put Jada Peel on your bio. I'm glad I didn't say that.
I'm glad you didn't either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I was already in rhythm saying Jada-Pearl, but when I got your message, I didn't know what name you were using, so I said, okay, she must be trying to brand. She must be trying to make that transformation from her family because they keep calling her by her first name. Sometimes that happens, right?
It definitely does.
All right, good for you. Now you're going to be working in a library. See, now my brother, he's a manager for a library. He loves it. He loves everything about that world. I just couldn't get him to come back across over to podcasts and to talk about it. But one day I'll get him on. But he hosts a lot of events that's for the community. Now, what is your role at the library right now, at Detroit Public Library?
Well, when I did work for the library, I worked. It was during my high school years, so I was a clerk, just putting the books back on the on the shelves, checking people out. They didn't really have the automated system back then, so I worked there for all of my high school years and my first year of college. So that's how I worked there so much that my family used to always thought I was going to be a librarian. So that was just just a summer job that I had that I actually loved because it gave me a way to read and to see other different types of ways that people were writing.
Okay, good. So you're not doing that anymore?
No. Right now, when I'm not writing, I do payroll.
Payroll. All right. Make sure everybody get paid.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, how exciting has it been, being an author? I mean, when did the lights go off and say, hey, wow, my dream. This is your dream, right?
It is definitely my dream. When I got the opportunity, I literally probably cried the first 3 days just to be able to see. When I saw my first thing on Amazon, I was like, this is where I'm at. I finally made it to this point. So, yeah, that was really exciting for me. It still is.
Yeah. That's right. Now, it's always going to be a little bit of haters out there, but you just got to make sure you don't give them nothing to hate on. So right now, we're going to get into what some of the people saying about your reviews on what he wanted and see what they're saying about you. Now, how many books have you penned so far?
I have penned just these two. I did do a novella that hasn't released yet and it won't release until next year. So just kind of those two are my first babies, so to speak. So they kind of get me out there so people can see who I am and what I can write.
That's right. So you're just going to take your time and just develop your books. I mean, are there will we see like a book series of any one of these books?
There will be possibly a sequel to What He Wanted. I'm still playing around with that, but I do plan on doing a series. I am looking into different ways to develop that right now.
Good. Let's talk about creativity a little bit. What else can you do creative?
I do a lot of things. I like art, so one of my other outlets is I paint. I also do centerpieces. I take, just design, take different type of flowers and put them together and for centerpieces for people and for myself. And those are my other two. When I, get to the point where I have my writer's block, I have to do something else to kind of, get my juices flowing. So I'll do one of those too.
Yeah, good. So where are you when you're painting? Are you do you have a studio set up, or are you painting out on a porch or out on a beach? Where are you?
Usually I have a room that I paint in, a back room that I have in my house right now. I use that to paint. Or I might be up front if I want to have a view up outside. I'll come up front in my living room. But most of the time I'm in the back.
Wow, that is really neat. I admire people to do that. I have this one little room that the wife gave me, and it's become everything. So do you find that happening to your studio? People start trying to store stuff in there. You're trying to make it look, comfortable so you can be in your creative mode. Now, what's going on with your room? Is it what you want it to be?
Not at all. I really need to get some things out of there. I like to entertain, so I had an event here, so it kind of pushed everything in that one room. So now I have to go back in and reorganize it because I haven't painted anything for a minute because I was working on the book. So, but yeah, that's my, when I don't feel like being bothered with anybody, I can go in there and close the door type thing.
There you go. That's right. Nothing wrong with that. I hear you. All right. Sound like you're living the life of a publisher. Sound happy. Now, is it important being happy, being a writer to you? I mean, especially, writing erotica. I mean, what kind of mode you have to be in before you start writing? I mean, are you working on anything else now while these two are being nurtured?
I am. And usually, I won't say I have to exactly be happy, but I have to be in some type of mood. I do different things, to get my mood together. I might watch a movie. I might have a conversation with some friends, and those type of things get me to where I might get an idea and I might expound on it. And actually, a lot of my storylines from my books come from my dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep a notepad by my bed just for that purpose. If I wake up in the middle of the night and something I need to make sure I remember, I got it right there.
That's right. Now I know I didn't send this out to you, but who's your favorite? Who's one of your favorite authors out there right now?
You know what? I'm kind of old school, so I'm more like an Eric Jerome Dickey type person. Mm-hmm. I like to read. Right now, if I had to choose one of the newer authors, I'm still gonna always be a Zane fan for life.
Yeah.
And and I pick up a lot of the indie authors. I did read Indie Love book, and I loved it. I kind of do a lot of different things when it comes to my reading. I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to authors.
Yeah, it's a lot of good ones out there. I've been discovering them, out there on Fire and Ice, a couple groups out there, creative writers. You do find some pretty good. Now, I don't have the opportunity, the time to really get in and read everybody's book. But like for some of the authors that some of the, I guess the more popular ones that's out there now, I kind of try to look at some of their work a little bit closer to see who's leading the pack. Because sometimes you hear about the ones who really pulling in some big sales. You kind of want to know why they're so successful. Now, I'm going to ask you this now. Everybody has their own style, right? Now, with you, when it comes to opening up your book, now, are you one of the ones going to just come out there, bam, bam, throwing punches and take no names, or you going to kind of like you're like fine wine, you just want to give it some time, and then build a story or build a character up, and then give them the 1-2 punch at the end? Where are you with your style?
I would say I'm a little bit of both. Of course, I like to keep up the fine wine thing because, of course, I like it to be subtle and then just kind of hit you when you wasn't expecting it. So that's the kind of writer I like to be. I kind of like to keep you thinking where you might think of something, but at the end, it's not nothing you totally thought it was. So that's one of my goals is to not have my books be predictable at the end. So I work really hard for that.
Good, good. And I know it must be very entertaining, trying to be really creative or erotica because, I guess most of the people that's attracted to those kind of publications, they pretty much have seen, read, and heard it all. So you always have to challenge their minds and just give them a different spin. Do you find it to be pretty challenging to try to come up with something unique on your own?
No, because I have a dirty mind, so that's kind of it's really not that hard for me because I really have a dirty mind. So that's kind of probably the easiest for me is the erotica. Actually, the harder part is the romance.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we got to check you out now. They got a dirty mind. I heard that. Nothing wrong with that. I was thinking about a show, a series that came on back in the 80s that was really successful. People almost didn't want to leave the house until they caught that. I guess it was an hour episode. You remember Miami Vice?
Mhm. Yeah, I watched it every week with my grandmother.
Right, and it was something that it was so unique how they used to put the story together. Like you walked in on the scene and bam, it's like they starting to put it together already. Now you're like, I can't leave y'all, because you're about to walk out the door. They said, let me see how it's going to open up, and they got you. Now,
right.
Is that important for an author to be able to have a technique like that to grab the reader for the first 20 seconds, especially because they get a chance to sample your work before they buy it? How important?
Yeah. I think it is. It's very important because if you don't do that, then most times if they pick it up just because, they probably won't pick it up again. And to me, so even for me, when I'm an avid reader, I read a lot. So for me, if it does not catch me within that, just like a resume, if it doesn't catch you in that first 3 or 4 lines, then no, you're not going to stay into it. So, yeah, I try to make sure it's the same way.
Wow, it's down to the first 3 lines. You don't even give them a whole chapter?
Well, that's a little bit embellishing on that. But, yeah, I give it a chapter. I mean, sometimes I even read the whole thing through, even if I don't like it, just so I can see, like, style-wise, or what they did to kind of to not make it as interesting as it could have been. Everything is a lesson.
So are you a student of the game?
Always. I make sure I learn something every day.
That's right. Now, I was going to ask you to read something to us, but I know sometimes you guys have a hard time trying to find something that you think it will be acceptable to the audience because you never know. You want them to hear your style. That's what I'm really getting at. And I should have warned you earlier. Maybe you could have found a couple pages that was safe. But we're going to go ahead and start talking about the 2 books since you have 2 books. One is going to be soon released and one is already out there. All right. What He Wanted. All right. What should a reader expect from this book? What should they come out with?
I think they will come out with a story about a woman who, tries to be strong, and in her trying to be strong, she kind of voices out the person that's trying to help her. The book is based on a young woman being stalked and what she goes through with the stalker. But in the meantime, she has a fiance that she has to try to, let into her world, but she's not used to that. So, and for me, the stalking thing was a good storyline and a good prize because I have been stalked before. So it was kind of a way of me getting past that part of my life.
Stalker. You said it's about a stalker?
Mhm.
Wow. Now, so this book right here, so this is not an erotica book then? What He Wanted?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're both romance. They're both romance books.
Oh, okay. I got you. What He Wanted. Okay. I was trying to pull up the reviews. I guess I should have pulled it up early for some reason. It's not pulling it up right now. But you do have 4 and 5 stars. So what is your audience saying about you right now? Your writing, your style, your characters.
All of them have pretty much said they're looking forward to my next project, and they like the way of my characters and the storyline. Because, like I said, the same before, stalking is something that we don't really talk about, but it's something that affects a lot of people, but they don't talk about it unless somebody gets hurt or they die. So we don't even hear about it. And the police, until recently didn't even have laws for it. So it's really, really something that I thought that people should be aware of, because it could be very simple and it turned into something much worse.
Yeah, that's right. And it can happen on both sides of the track too. I remember having a friend, that's all she was to me, was a friend. I remember I used to wake up and I was like, feel like somebody looking at me, and she'd be peeping through my window, looking right down, because I was on the bottom floor, and it just started getting a little kind of spooky after a while,
Yeah, it can go both ways.
Yeah, and that's like obsession, they just can't get enough of you. All right, now I got the reviews up. You have 5-star from Mrs. Jackson. I think she's a regular reviewer, so she has a bunch of them out there. Now, she said she loved the book. As I read the book, I pictured it as a movie. The storyline kept my attention. Knowing the character's background allowed me to understand the storyline. I look forward to the next story. Thank you for an awesome read. Wow. So what do you think she wrote that? What was she feeling when she was reading your book?
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe some people can identify with Alexis. They can identify with what she was going through and her trying to be as normal as she could, but still having this big, giant issue over her head.
Oh, what was wrong with Alexis?
Alexis is the main character that was being stalked by Sean, which is the person who was stalking her.
Oh, she was being stalked. Okay. So you said she was trying to be normal, so she knew she was being stalked.
Yes, she knew.
Okay, she knew. Okay, but the police, were the laws in place then?
They were, but they were, still something that unless something happened to that person, they didn't do too much about it.
Yeah,
and that was kind of the case in the book as well.
Yeah, you can't get no 24-hour, round the clock watch from the PD guys, right? That's impossible, right?
Yeah, only until something happens.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have another one. I can't pronounce her name, but I'm not even going to try. But she said, I love what he wanted, just what I need. I love the clean, clear understanding of what and how things happen. The writer is clean, smooth, and I look forward for more of Jada-Pearl. The book itself intense and kept me on the edge. Oh, so it did have some on the edge scenes?
Yes.
So you have people, so when they're reading it, they actually on the edge of their seat saying, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. It's like that.
Yeah, Sean was a little crazy.
Whoa, so that's why they said this should be a movie, because you got a crazy. See, people like reading about people that's out there like that. So they didn't really know what to expect from him. So did he kind of fool your audience? Did you write him like that? Like he'll be one way, then he'll switch up. Like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Did you have any?
I think I made Sean where people kind of didn't think he would be as bold as he was.
Now, could they like him in this book a little bit? Or he
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So he was a hate. So they hate on him.
Yeah, I mean he was not a character that you would like at all.
All right, now you have another person, Deanna. She says, excited about my recent purchase. Whoa, she came right out there. First 4 or 5 words. Looking forward to reading Mrs. Pearl's work and looking forward to the next. So proud of her. Oh, you must know her. You know her?
I do.
But she was excited, though. She was excited. Because, friends can hate the most or be jealous. Or
that's true.
She must have been a good friend. She was sweet. All right. Jada gave me what I wanted. Uh-oh. This coming from your promoter. She was happy so she could make some money. She said, will Sean get what he wanted? This new author truly gave me a look inside the mind of a stalker. Every page had me turn and see what was next. I love the character development and storyline. My heart went out to Alexis. I can't wait to read the next novel by this author. Oh, that was wonderful. Now, that's good coming from Andy because, I talked to her, and I know she wants substance with her authors. Is she proud of you? She going to keep working with you?
I definitely love working with Indy. She's very professional, and I mean, I've gotten just from her help alone, from the PR standpoint, I've gotten a lot more feedback than I would have probably gotten on my own.
Yes, yeah, because she learned from from her reviews. She had some reviews that weren't that favorable, and she said she learned from it, and she know what to do the next time. And of course, you can't make everybody happy, but if somebody do take the time to critique your book or say something wonderful, then you just stick to that, keep moving, right? Keep moving.
Yep, exactly.
Wow. Now, this one guy said something that was kind of, well, let's read it. This is a woman, I'm sorry. She said, I really enjoy reading this book. It was written in an unusual format, in the first person for 3 different characters, but every word was used judiciously and added to the story. The other characters in the stories were defined and interact with the 3 main characters. As a result, the reader was allowed great insight to the thoughts and action of all characters, especially the villain. The story moved at a steady pace but did not feel rushed. Wow. So you wrote that kind of like the way that movie Traffic was, how Traffic was written. Like,
exactly. And that's
wow.
that's exactly my style of writing.
Wow. That's very popular because I've seen at least 2-3 movies written like that, and they were very good movies. So you love that style then. That's you.
Yes.
So we expect to see that pretty much in every book?
Yes, it's like that. It's the same kind of feel and format for Dreams as well. Yeah.
Wow, that is great. So you have the gift to write a screenplay then?
Possibly. I think I like writing books a little bit more. I mean, I'm a movie watcher, but I'm not a huge movie watcher. So, yeah.
All right. Now they said on one reader said that Alexis lost her father due to Sean stalking her. Wow, did that happen? So she lost her dad because of Sean?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, this book sounds like it's something else. Somebody said it was an amazing read. It captivated me from the beginning, and all it was, Sean was sick and crazy. Oh man, so Sean. You you have to come. Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but you said you're thinking about doing a series with this piece, right? With this book.
Right. I'm thinking about doing a sequel to it. Yes.
It's going to be hot. That's going to be hot. Oh, right. Wow. I'm so happy for you. Wow.
Thank you.
All right. Now, everybody's, pretty electronic savvy these days. They got their tablets, their cell phones, they got their PCs, laptops with them. It's like everywhere you go, you got a device. Which one you favor the most? Are you like a big Kindle person? Like, yeah, let's make some money, or hey, I like the paperback. Let's go home and meet our people and talk to them and throw down and talk about my book. Which one you like the most?
I really and truly like the paperbacks more.
You paperback.
And just because I want to be able to see and feel, I want to be able to say, oh, I have that book, and not be able to touch it and say, if somebody want to borrow, they can borrow it. Won't take it back. But I have so many books. I have so many books I had to give some away. So I have a lot of books.
Wow. That's fantastic. Now, Kindle's not bad because, I'm a Kindle person. It's like wherever, if I'm taking the kids out, I don't have to worry about, throwing the books in the car. I could just, whichever device I have, whether it's my tablet, my iPhone, or I'm at the computer, I can grab some stories real quick. Now, sometimes I do read quite a few books at one time, and I can get them confused. I was like, oh, my gosh, that wasn't your book? And they're like, no, that wasn't my book. I was like, oh, okay. I got to back up a little bit. Then you got people writing so many genres that's so interesting to me. Now, social media is super big right now, especially marketing and letting people know you out there. Now, to me, I think podcasting is, I'm not saying it because I'm in it, but I just think that once you guys start linking onto some more good because there's quite a few good podcasters out there. How you think these guys going to help you guys tell your story so it could be heard to more people, to another audience of people you couldn't find yourself offline?
Just how you're doing now. I mean, you're giving the way that you ask questions and the way that you have the author present themselves. Once they listen to that, they're going to want to go out and read just by your interest in the way that you're asking the questions. So I think the podcasts are awesome.
Yeah, I think they are too, because I listen to quite a few of them, and sometimes I can't get enough podcasts. I listen to, of course, a lot of my shows because I want to get better and better. To be able to, help you guys tell your story without giving away the story too much. But, make sure the listeners are like, oh, my gosh, I want to get their book. And that's what they're telling me. They said they really want to check you guys out and buy your books. Now, I don't know what y'all sales are looking like because of podcasting, but the podcasters I do know, they said they really want to be there for you guys now, because they know that the regular, what's the XM, AM/FM, they're just not there for some of us that's in the, the independents. They're not there for us right now. So, saying all of that, do you see yourself in your promoter spending more time looking for more quality shows?
You know what? Indy does a great job with my PR. Usually she just says, we talk about where I want to go as my vision, and then she comes back to me with the feedback. So based on that, I kind of let her lead me on that.
Yeah,
but I think, I think both in the social media, the podcast, and all that, and with doing the actual personal interaction with, with the audience, all those together are great. That's how people get to know who you are as an individual and as a writer.
Yeah, because some of the things I've been picking up lately, I say lately, sometimes the authors are pushing their books too hard and they're not pushing themselves. How you feel about that? Because it's not like what he wanted is going to be, of course it's going to have some shelf life, but I mean, what are you interested in doing? Letting the audience get to know you or get to know Sean and Alexis more? What's your choice there?
I will want them to know me. And that's one of the reasons why I do this, because it gives people a way to be able to know who I am as a person. And if you like who I am as a person, I'm sure you would be able to like what I write. Maybe not, all the time the storyline, but, just knowing who I am as a person, I'm a good person, then I'll write. I think that helps. Just like with artists, if you go meet an artist and they are rude to you, are you going to want to buy their music again? Probably not.
Heck no.
So it's the same thing, I think, as when it comes to artists and authors, that, if you show people who you are, then that's how you get the audience.
That's right. That is true. Now, you told me you were shy.
I am.
No, you're not. You're not shy. You're not shy. Not especially getting 5 stars on these books. You can't be shy. No way. No way. Well, I'm so happy for you, Jada. I think you're going to go a long way. I hope, my audience, your listening audience, continue to share your work with their friends, because I think that's what social media is about, is sharing. So we can get them to share the good word about you, that you're an excellent writer and, you're here to stay. I think you have a future. You have a very good future. And I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Now, you have anything to say before we close up the show to your audience?
I just want to say, again, thank you for the opportunity to have me on here today, and just to tell people that, read. And I think one of the things that I would also like to say is that reviews help authors. And I think that if you read the books, go out there and put a review, so that way I'll know how to continue in my writing. I won't really know if you guys are not telling me, what your feedback is on what I'm writing. So that's all I want to say.
Excellent, right? Because your reviewers did a very good job. We were able to produce a very good show from what they have written, and they write very well. So I say kudos to the reviewers, and keep doing what you're doing, because we need you. We definitely need you all the way around. All right, Jada Pearl. I'm so happy you were able to join us, and we'll have you back when you release your next book. We definitely got to get you back so we can help you push that book also, okay? And also, before we go, can you go ahead and introduce that book? I almost forgot about that book.
That one is called Dreams Do Come True, and it's releasing on August 26th.
That's right. Dreams Do Come True. And that's releasing, you said August 22nd or August 26th?
August 26th.
All right. And that's available in paperback.
Yes, right? It's available in paperback. Yep. That's
right. And pre-orders are available. All right. That is super. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we had you. Thank you, Andy Love, for introducing her. And we'll be in touch with you, okay? We'll get you back.
All right, thank you.
All right. And like I always say, everybody, if you want to hear some good stuff, listen to Jerry Royce Live. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. PositivePower21.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Jada. Please spread the word.
Thank you.
This is Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.
PositivePower21.org, Internet Radio.
All right. Thank you, everybody. That's a wrap.